Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, November 3rd.
Hey, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. It was a little icky out there this morning, but things are maybe a little bit better.
Appears to be improving. Let's go outside with live cam on our Thursday morning, one day closer to Friday and the weekend. And what's the drizzle looking like right now? Do we still have some visibility problems here or there, Justin?
Yeah, there's still some drizzle. It's icky, as Steph said, a little icky out there. We've got a lot of cloud cover, some fog, some drizzle. That probably lets up next couple of hours, then we'll get some sun this afternoon, but it's going to take some time before these clouds break up. Let's first start with visibility because it has been an issue this morning. Here in San Antonio at the airport, we're at about 2 miles, Bernie stage 1 3/4, so a little bit of improvement there. And then as you zoom out, there are some spots where visibility is down quite a bit. Victoria over to Uvalde, Eagle Pass, Del Rio, all reporting some low visibility at this hour, down to about half a mile, in fact, over at Del Rio. So our KSAT 12-hour forecast, we'll see that small chance of some drizzle this morning, cloud cover, and then some sun this afternoon. As I said, 82 degrees at 3 o'clock. We'll top out at about 83 later today, and then partly cloudy going into this evening, but we will have fog and drizzle again tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at some of the weather headlines, and here's what you can expect, especially as we go into tomorrow. Tomorrow's kind of the transition day, right? We've got our front coming in. So drizzle in the morning, the afternoon sun. As far as that front, right now we think that window is between 6 and 10 o'clock when we could see a few storms. We've just got another model update. We're going to share that with you coming up. I think the severe risk is generally east of San Antonio, but the threat is still there. Gusty winds is what we're going to be looking at. We'll dive deep into all of that and get you set for your weekend coming up in just a few minutes. But let's get over to Steven now. I know it's been busier earlier this morning. Are things improving?
They have improved, Justin. Let's get a look around town, see what you can expect right now. Yeah, it's a little gloomy out there, but there are some nice bright things to talk about on the roadways. Not a lot to show you there. 35 at Thousand Oaks. Obviously a little bit busier there at 1604 at Kyle Seal Parkway. We did have some issues that were causing some pretty big slowdowns earlier in the morning, but those have dwindled down, as you can see it right there on our map. Well, it looks a little gloomy outside again. It looks pretty green right here on the map, and that's something we like to say and see. But let's go ahead and take you in. We still have this crash. It was actually just reported by State Highway 151. Not sure exactly which direction this is in, and unfortunately, it's an area where there are no TransGuide cameras that are going to show us what those conditions look like. But know that it's right by Military Drive. I'll watch it closely, but it doesn't really look like it's causing a problem for drivers. Let's take a big leap now over to 35 southbound. We did have a stalled vehicle that was lingering around for quite a while, and that was causing some issues for drivers commuting in from Live Oak, perhaps near 1604 and Olympia Parkway, but looks like that has cleared out, and right now everyone is in the clear as we get one last look around town. 281 at San Pedro, things are moving just fine, but we'll find out an update on that crash along State Highway 151 and give you those updates as we need to. Guys.
Stephen, thank you. Top stories we're following this morning. A man rescued from a north side home after a fire. San Antonio fire crews responded around 3 a.m. When they arrived, there was smoke coming from inside that house on Casilla Way near 281 and Bitters. The man living inside was trapped. He was taken to a hospital for burns and smoke inhalation. Firefighters were able to put out the fire quickly. They are still investigating a cause.
And a woman trapped underneath a vehicle this morning after San Antonio police say a driver crashed into a house. It happened on Martin Luther King Drive on the east side near South Walters. Now, police say firefighters were able to rescue the woman. She was taken to the hospital in serious condition. The driver of that car ran away. A passenger in the car was detained by officers.
Let's get you caught up on the rest of the day's news.
Here's today's 9 at 9.
A press conference will be held this morning in Houston regarding allegations that former Spur Josh Primo exposed himself to multiple women. Attorney Tony Busby will allow his client, Dr. Hillary Cawthon, to make a statement and take questions over the allegations. Dr. Cawthon was hired by the Spurs as the team's performance psychologist. The press conference will be carried live by KSAT 12 News over the station's YouTube channel beginning at 10 a.m. It will also be on KSAT.com and KSAT Plus.
Doctors and medical providers across the country are rallying together today for what they're calling a national day of action in defiance of abortion bans. The group Doctors for Abortion Access is calling on healthcare providers to demand action from lawmakers, arguing that politicians should stop creating laws that criminalize them for simply doing their job.
News this morning of a nationwide takedown of a catalytic converter theft ring worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The feds announced nearly 24 arrests after investigations in 9 states from California to New Jersey. The suspects allegedly made $545 million off the sale of those precious metals inside those converters.
Interest rates are up again, and that sent stocks tumbling after the Federal Reserve announced another rate hike of 0.75%. The NASDAQ finished the trading day down nearly 3.5%. The S&P lost 2.5%, and the Dow closed down 1.5%.
The rapid rise this year of interest rates is starting to force a lot of Americans to make new financial choices. Experts tell the Wall Street Journal it's time to start paying down high-interest debt and maybe rethink house hunting. On the other hand, higher interest rates mean saving more will earn you more.
With holiday shopping season well underway, some advice for small business owners. Experts tell USA Today bundling items based on a theme could help drive sales. Another idea, launching your own rewards program.
2 days left to take advantage of early voting. So far, 274,000 people have voted in Bexar County. The polls are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. today and tomorrow. You can find a list of polling sites on KSAT.com. Election Day is Tuesday.
The Powerball jackpot now up to $1.5 billion after no winner in last night's drawing. This is the second largest jackpot in Powerball history. The new cash value of the prize is roughly $745.9 million. In case you missed last night's winning numbers, they were 2, 11, 22, 35, and 60, with a Powerball of 23. The next drawing is on Saturday.
The Astros came back big time in Game 4 of the World Series last night and made history by throwing a combined no-hitter in a dominant 5-0 win over the Phillies. The series is now tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight in Philly at 7 p.m. And that's today's 9 at 9. The Uvalde Consolidated ISD's interim superintendent says he is looking forward to restoring trust in that district. He admits a lot of work needs to be done after what happened at Robb Elementary and in the months afterwards.
Gary Patterson was appointed by the school board at their last meeting on October 19th and officially started on Tuesday. He sat down with our Lee Waldman to talk one-on-one.
Patterson has been in education for 44 years now. In the past few years, he's been working with Walsh Gallegos to be placed in different districts throughout our area as an interim superintendent. Patterson says when he heard Dr. Harrell would be retiring, he asked to be brought into Uvalde.
One of his main focuses moving forward is transparency. In that light, he shared an update on the Texas Police Chiefs Association's management and organizational review of the District Police Department that was announced on August 29th. Patterson says that it's close to completion and will help the district with their police department moving forward.
It's a building plan. This is where you should start with, and this is everything you need to have in place, and this is what it should look like in 6 months and in a year and in 2 years, and building blocks all around from everything from a campus resource officer to how we involve the entire community in what we're doing.
Patterson said there are 2 separate reviews happening, one that will audit and evaluate the school district police and the other done by a separate independent investigator who's also investigating the Uvalde Police Department. Patterson did not have an update on those investigations, but said he will get one to us as soon as possible.
And new at 9, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center and the San Antonio Food Bank are teaming up to fight 2 essential community shortages.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live now with how people can save lives and feed families this holiday season. Great combination, Tiffany.
Amazing combination. Good morning. Right now we're at the San Antonio Food Bank, and just check it out. This right here is the South Texas Blood and Tissue Mobile, and this here at the food bank provides meals to 100,000 people each week. And with the food prices going up this holiday season, many families need these meals. And this initiative is a combination of the South Texas Blood and Tissue and the food bank. And to talk a little bit more about this, we have Francine. Good morning, Francine. Talk to us about this new initiative.
So today is the day that we're launching our Double the Impact campaign, and we're really excited about this initiative. This is a way that the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center has partnered with the food bank during a critical time for both nonprofits. Blood demand is higher during the holidays, and so is food. So we try to think of a way that we could make a double your impact. So now when blood donors receive points to our reward stores, it can be redeemed for things like merchandise or e-gift cards. Now they can donate their points to the San Antonio Food Bank, 100 points equals about 25 meals. So through one blood donation, you not only can save up to 3 lives, you can also provide 25 meals.
And Francine, what is the situation like right now with the blood donation?
So right now we are at less than a 2-day supply of blood, and that's our overall blood type, but we're at less than a day on type O blood. So there is a critical need, and the shortage is being felt across the country.
And we know a lot of people in our community love to donate blood, especially here. We have Laura joining us this morning. Good morning, Laura. Talk to us a little bit about your story and how did you become a dedicated donor?
So in 1983, I tragically went through a catastrophic accident. I lost my mother, my father was injured, and I was extremely injured. Nearly had my arm amputated. I had an immediate need for a transfusion to save my life, to save my arm. I received the transfusion. I'm here today now with tremendous gratitude for those donors at that time that saved my life. And as part of that, I want to do my part and also donate blood.
What message do you have for others that might be interested in donating?
It's an amazing opportunity to have such a permanent impact on lives. One donation can help save up to 3 lives. You can donate whole blood, you can donate platelets, you can help in so many different ways with your voice and with your effort to donate. I urge everyone, if you are able to, if it is the right thing for you to do, I urge you, please do donate. It's a wonderful opportunity to save lives.
Well, thank you for sharing your story with us this morning, and we're going to have all the details of where you can donate on KSAT.com. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Tiffany, and thank you to Laura for sharing her story.
9:09, 71 degrees.
And as cases of respiratory viruses continue to rise, doctors are concerned ahead of the winter season. What they're saying still ahead.
Plus, code change expected to be voted in by the City Council. What this could mean for the future, for future or current homeowners. (9:13), welcome back.
Yeah, been kind of an icky morning and a lot of drivers having problems out there.
There are some slick spots, as I'm sure Stephen talked about a little bit earlier. Just kind of that light drizzle, just enough to be kind of a nuisance. It's not going to add up to much. Not today, not tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow night. We could see some thunderstorms, although I'm not terribly optimistic about that either. Feels like we're just kind of starting out on a negative note here. Look, the weekend's going to be great. So there's the positive story out of all this. As we look at the visibility right now, it's still down in a lot of spots. We're down to about 2 miles at Bernie Stage, 2 miles at the airport, 2 miles in Kerrville. So up and down I-10 there, still dealing with some patchy fog. Looking at a lot of the TransSky cameras here around San Antonio, it's not a big issue, but you may run into some fog here or there. This will start to lift over the next hour or so. And then as we look at the big picture, places like Eagle Pass and Del Rio seeing visibility down to about half a mile. So fog's still an issue there. So we go outside for you. You can see the low-hanging clouds. We're sitting at 71 degrees. Dew point is at 68. South-southeasterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. And most of us are sitting in the low 70s right now with some 60s in places like Bernie Stage up towards Comfort. So our KSAT 12-hour forecast, if you're planning out your day, know that it is going to be a little bit damp this morning. But by noontime, I think the drizzle starts to go away. We'll start to see a little bit of sun by the afternoon, and that brings temperatures up into the low 80s, 83 by 4 p.m. It will also be a little bit breezy from time to time with southerly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then temperatures tonight will not be all that cool because we'll have a lot of moisture in place, so it'll keep temperatures up some, and we'll do the drizzle and fog thing all over again tomorrow morning. As we look at the big picture here, not a lot going on across Texas yet, but we look out west, you can see the snow and the rain. That is our next storm system starting to dig here across the Four Corners, and this is what's going to be moving into Texas. Now, one thing we've run into a lot this year is that these storm systems don't get far enough south to give us really good chances for rain. And I think that's going to be the case with this one too. It pulls into North Texas, but just doesn't move far enough south to give us really good rain chances. And that's unfortunate because we need the rain so very badly. So let's look at the forecast here. And then as we move into this afternoon, not really a chance for rain here, maybe a shower, but we're going to keep rain chances out. It's tomorrow morning where we start to see some more of that drizzly stuff, a light, quick moving shower possible, 20% chance of rain tomorrow morning. And then we fast forward to 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. We're going to start to add in rain chances or push rain chances a little bit higher, 30%, because here comes our front. And then storms will develop along the front. Still a 30% chance at 8 o'clock. We're not going to go any higher than that just because it looks like Our window for rain here is very small. It's going to be a thin line, and this is around 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. Then by 10 o'clock, it's starting to push east, and then by midnight, a lot of this is starting to move out, and then we clear out on Saturday. So our opportunity here for severe weather is also small, but it is there. Gusts up to 60 miles per hour with some winds along the front, along with these storms, possible. But I really think the biggest risk is going to be San Antonio and points east. And then your highest risk is going to be up here around Dallas, Waco, Tyler. That's where there's going to be quite a bit of severe weather. So yeah, we're just on the tail end of this. And the bottom line forecast here for Friday, best chance of storms in San Antonio will be between 6 and 10 p.m. And there is an opportunity we can miss out on rain altogether. I will point that out. Severe weather, small window in San Antonio, gusty winds. And your Friday night plans, keep them. It'll be a bit breezy once this front moves through, but once the storms pass, it'll be just fine. Same for Friday night football. There could be a few delays if these storms do pop up, but they shouldn't last very long. So your planning forecast, extended forecast, a lot of clouds next couple days, then we clear out for the weekend. 78 Saturday, 82 Sunday, some showers Monday, election day, 83, and partly cloudy. So it looks good next week for voting as well, guys.
Thank you, Justin. This morning, City Council is expected to vote on nearly 200 code changes, including one that would make it easier to build another smaller residence behind your home.
The city officially refers to these smaller buildings as accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, but most call them casitas or in-law suites.
Some hope it will help with affordable housing, but as Garrett Berger tells us, others worry it will make it easier for real estate investors to try to go for a bigger cash grab.
If you walk through the King William neighborhood, it's easy to spot the ADUs in many yards.
And they used to be servants' quarters, frankly, back in the day, and they've converted them to, dwelling units.
Mickey Conrad and his wife built their own. They've never rented it out, but it has come in handy for housing guests and now his wife's workshop. He says it's something he'd recommend to a friend.
Giving them the flexibility of generating that income, or if they've got a mother-in-law or a relative that needs a place.
The city's affordable housing plan calls for creating more ADUs, and city staff say proposed code changes align with that.
Key changes include allowing the ADUs to be larger, have more occupants and bedrooms, be closer to the property lines, and have their own separate utility meters.
But the Tier 1 Neighborhood Coalition wants those last two changes dropped. A member of its steering committee says shorter setbacks create fire safety concerns, and allowing separate utilities could make it easier for an investor to come in and split a home and its ADU into two separate rentals.
Your single-family home will now become an investor duplex.
Technically, that's not allowed. The owner has to live in one of the buildings in order to have an ADU. But Maldonado's concerned about enforcement. Owners who build new ADUs have to sign an affidavit that they live on site. Though the city isn't out looking for violations of that afterward, but staff say they would look into it if it's reported.
They would have to rezone their property. That would be the next step in the development process that they would have to comply with.
As for fire concerns, the city says buildings put closer to property lines would have additional fire protection requirements. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
919, 71 degrees.
The number of respiratory illnesses reaching record numbers, causing a health emergency in Florida, plus what doctors are warning ahead of the winter season.
Could high prices ahead of the holiday season be here to stay? What new figures are showing about the state of the economy now? Just about 9:23 after the latest efforts from the Fed to lower inflation, new numbers show those efforts are not enough.
As ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, higher prices in the grocery stores and more may be here to stay, at least for a while.
New figures out this morning show companies are still hiring despite looming concerns about an economic slowdown. Private companies added 239,000 jobs last month, while wages increased nearly 8%. And right now, there are 2 jobs available for every worker, meaning employers will likely need to keep raising salaries to attract workers. Those higher labor costs are often passed on to customers, meaning higher prices, fueling more inflation. On Wall Street, stocks tumbling yesterday after the Federal Reserve raised interest rates for the 6th time this year, trying to cool the economy and bring down spending. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell says it's too soon to speculate when the Fed will pause interest rate hikes, suggesting rates could go even higher than expected.
We think there's some ground to cover but before we meet that test, and that's why we say that ongoing rate increases will be appropriate. We may ultimately move to higher levels than we thought.
Meanwhile, inflation is hitting food prices especially hard. In response, grocery chain Aldi is giving its customers an extra reason to be thankful this Thanksgiving. It's resetting prices on Thanksgiving staples, turning back the clock and selling them at 2019 prices, saying it wants to show its commitment to customers who may be struggling. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And to follow up on that, turkey prices are up more than 20% this year, and vegetables are up nearly 10%.
Yeah, they're saying it's going to be cheaper to eat out than cook at home this year for Thanksgiving.
That might be a plus for me.
There you go. Now to the latest in the respiratory virus is sounding a health emergency in Orange County, California.
As ABC's Morgan Norwood reports, pediatric hospital admissions and emergency room visits reaching record levels.
As the crush of young patients sick with respiratory viruses continue to bear down on hospitals from coast to coast, health officials sounding the alarm ahead of the winter season.
We're still on the rise, so we should be seeing more and more RSV cases and influenza cases over the next 2 to 3 months.
As of Monday, about 76% of the nation's 40,000 pediatric hospital beds are full, with 8 states reporting more than 90% of their pediatric beds occupied. Orange County, California, seeing some of the worst of it, with health experts here calling the amount of RSV cases unprecedented.
The numbers have really shot up significantly in the last few weeks. More of them may experience problems like bronchiolitis or pneumonia that require them to be hospitalized and perhaps end up in the ICU.
But a potential new weapon in the fight against RSV could help protect babies during future seasonal spikes. COVID vaccine maker Pfizer saying its vaccine against the respiratory virus RSV is safe for pregnant women and effective in helping protect their babies. The pharmaceutical company says early studies show 82% efficacy in preventing severe illness during the first 90 days of life and 69% efficacy through the first 6 months. The vaccine would be given to expecting mothers in the late 2nd to 3rd trimester in one shot. They would then pass the protective antibodies to their babies.
RSV infects everyone, but among young children, the most vulnerable are those in the first few months of life. We have a high probability now of protecting against serious illness and hospitalization.
Though the new vaccine won't be available in time to help out with this current spike, the FDA and CDC could give the green light for next year. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Tomorrow at GMSA at 9, we'll be speaking with an expert from the Children's Hospital of San Antonio about the so-called triple-demic and what our situation is like here at home.
They will also tell us what parents and caregivers can do to try and keep kids healthy. That will be tomorrow at 9.
9:26, 71 degrees. There's more ahead.
On GMSA at 9, including some big news for Becky Hammond, what she can now add to her resume.
And after the big fire at the former Midnight Rodeo, neighbors are looking back at good times there. We'll hear from one woman who lives nearby, plus what investigators are saying about that big blaze.
My sister met her husband, and my other sister met her husband. So I came in with $5, met Brooks and Dunn before they were famous, and there were like 30 people in there.
Longtime dance hall and party spot in San Antonio gone after burning to the ground yesterday morning.
Neighbors are remembering good times at Midnight Rodeo. The dance hall was closed in 2019. There were so many complaints about the property that the city's Danger Assessment Response Team, or DART, went out about a month ago on October 7th, and they found a full bar of alcohol, paperwork, and even electricity still in the building. That electricity was shut off last week.
Crews also found evidence that people had been squatting there.
When it got closed, there was graffiti and there's trash and 18-wheelers were hanging out, and it was very sad. And I was hoping that somebody would buy it and do something with it before it came to this point.
People who know the building don't think squatters started the fire. That includes the city, who says when the DART team left about a month ago, they secured the building very well. Investigators now trying to determine who or what started the fire. Fortunately, no one was inside the building when it burned down.
Crews will now assess any damage to the neighboring liquor store and bingo hall to make sure those businesses can open back up. Now to the race for Texas governor. Governor Greg Abbott will be in Bexar County today, making a stop in Von Ormy this afternoon.
And we will be there to hear from Governor Abbott. We'll have his remarks in our later newscast today. This race, a big one we'll be watching very closely on Election Day.
So we had requested to do one-on-one interviews with Governor Abbott and his challenger, Beto O'Rourke, but only O'Rourke accepted our invitation.
He sat down with Steve Spriester to talk about Uvalde, the border, and one question that clearly caught him off guard.
I just want to make sure everyone knows that whether you vote for me or not, I am for you.
Beto O'Rourke, our next governor of Texas.
In a Houston venue built for everything from live bands to lucha libre,
how we doing?
Beto O'Rourke is making his closing arguments.
You all ready to win this election?
You guys ready? You ready, Sal?
Just minutes before he takes center stage,
it's coming through okay?
A chance to catch up with a candidate that seems to be in constant campaign mode.
Everywhere. There's no county too small, too rural, too Republican for me to show up.
Governor Greg Abbott started this race with $50 million more in campaign cash. It's a deficit the O'Rourke campaign and their reported 95,000 volunteers has since erased.
A big driver for turnout and for the excitement and enthusiasm of voters out there in Texas has to do with Greg Abbott signing the most extreme abortion bill in America.
It is you and me. It's all of us together here in Texas.
How do you differ with the president when it comes to immigration?
We have failure in this country, and certainly here in Texas when it comes to immigration.
One of his ideas is to have a Texas-based guest worker program designed to help migrants and companies who need workers. What you'll also find at a lot of his campaign stops, families who lost loved ones in Uvalde.
And I know from watching them and seeing the look on their face how painful this is to talk about this experience, to talk about what they have lost, to talk about their children, and yet they're willing to do it to make sure that this doesn't happen again in Texas.
Biggest misconception about Beto O'Rourke?
You know, I wouldn't even know what it is, and I'm loath to raise it for fear of reinforcing it. But at a time of extremism in American politics, we have a governor right now who's at the extreme fringe of his party, and I don't think that's reflective of Texas. What we want is to return to the center.
That was our Steve Spriester reporting. If you want to see his entire conversation with O'Rourke, head over to KSAT.com.
And again, we did reach out to Governor Abbott's campaign to do a one-on-one interview with him as well, but they did not take us up on our offer. However, we will hear from him tonight on the Night Beat after his stop here in Bexar County later today.
Look for that then. Again, early voting ends tomorrow. Polls are open till 8 p.m. A list of locations or to see if any of our other election resources, head to our website. Of course, we'll have full coverage on Election Day, Tuesday.
Let's look outside with live cam. We're at 71 degrees and it looks a little better than it did earlier this morning, Justin.
Yeah, it is. It's starting to get a little bit brighter out there. We know these clouds are getting starting to get a little thinner. They'll eventually break up some this afternoon. We'll get some sun back in the forecast. And it is going to be a pretty warm and humid day. Let's show you the visible satellite picture and you get a better idea of where these clouds are right now. Starting to see some breaks up there in the hill country. Starting to see a few breaks around Pleasanton, although the clouds are pretty thick as you get out towards Uvalde, Eagle Pass, and even here around San Antonio right now, still seeing fairly thick cloud cover. The pollen count is in. Molds are moderate at 750, up a little bit from yesterday, but still in the moderate category. And as we look at rain chances, which obviously would increase molds here in the coming days, if we do see a little bit more, a 20% chance of rain today, tonight, tomorrow. Then we up it to a 30% chance on Friday. You may be asking, well, yesterday was at 40% chance. Yes, we've dropped rain chances Friday night because right now it's looking more and more like a lot of these storms are going to miss us to the north or to the east. We'll talk more about that, and we'll talk again about the weekend, which right now is shaping up to be really, really nice, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Not a great night for our Spurs. They faced the Raptors last night. Shorthanded, didn't have Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Isaiah Roby, or Blake Wesley. Spurs got off to a rocky start, going 0-4 with 3 turnovers that led to Raptors' 11-point lead midway through the first. But here come the Spurs. Romeo Langford for 3. And then it is Doug McDermott from the corner from 3. Spurs go on a 10-0 run to get within 1 going into the second. Trey Jones comes up with a big steal going the other way, finished with a finger roll, and the Spurs take a 1-point lead. Keita Bates-Diop stops a Toronto 12-2 run with a bucket. The Raptors keep up the pressure, and another Spurs turnover leads to a fast break dunk by Chris Bouchard. The Raptors lead by 15 at the half. Keita Bates-Diop did everything he could to keep the game from getting out of control. He nails a wide-open three from the near sideline, then drives to the hoop, puts it up and in. He led San Antonio with 17 points, but the Raptors have too much firepower. Led by as many as 36 points in the third, by as many as 48 in the fourth. Spurs fall 143-100, making it the largest loss in the Coach Pop era. Next game tomorrow night at the AT&T Center, where the Spurs will host the LA Clippers. Bad night for the Spurs, great night for the Houston Astros. They made World Series history last night, throwing a combined no-hitter against the Phillies. They would win Game 4 5-0, tying the series up at 2 games apiece. Really an impressive comeback considering the home run barrage the Phillies had in Game 3 the night before. Astros manager Dusty Baker said Game 4 was a pivotal game in the series, and that's why they wanted Christian Javier pitching that game.
I mean, the guy was cool as if it was June or July. I mean, this is a world stage here. From people from all over the world are watching this, and he certainly put himself on the map.
Just be a teammate on a team that did that, and what Javi and all the guys did is really special. So a moment that we'll all cherish forever.
Really like something somebody said about Dusty Baker the other night, that this postseason he's putting on a masterclass in managerial patience. Game 5 tonight in Philadelphia, 7 o'clock. This is the last game in Philly before the series heads back to Houston on Saturday. Concerns about the weather tomorrow during Friday Night Football cause some teams to move their games to tonight. So we have Antonian versus Houston St. Thomas at 6. Bernie Geneva School at Holy Cross tonight at 7. We also have Veterans Memorial versus Cedar Creek at 7 o'clock. Judson versus New Braunfels at 7:30. Greg Simmons will have highlights for you tonight on the Night Beat at 10.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
And Thursday Night Football between the Houston Texans and the Red Hot Eagles tonight. That game begins at 7:15 over on Amazon Prime Video. And no Cowboys this weekend as they get their bye week. And wrapping up morning sports, Sports Illustrated reporting that ESPN has hired Becky Hammon as a studio analyst for NBA coverage this coming season. Just another thing to add to her incredible resume. Comes after she led the WNBA Las Vegas Aces to their first league championship, serving as head coach. Of course, she made history by becoming the first woman to serve as a full-time coach in the NBA when she was an assistant with the San Antonio Spurs starting back in 2014. Congratulations. It'll be cool to see Becky in the booth.
Yeah, well, congrats. She's very busy.
9:39, 71 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner is back in person this year. And organizers are excited to serve up some warm meals, but like with everyone else, they are struggling with inflation, how others have surprised them by pitching in, and what they still need help with.
9:43, after at least a 2-year hiatus because of COVID, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner is back in person this year here in San Antonio.
So this will be the 43rd year of the event, and it will be held at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center.
The event feeds about 25,000 people. And just like everyone else, organizers are struggling with inflation. Fortunately, they're getting help with donations, including from their corporate sponsor, Walmart, who upped their donation by $5,000.
Raul Jimenez's daughter, Patricia, says no donation is too small and has been surprised with the help they've been getting.
Everyone has been leaning in. When you think that people will give less, they're actually giving more.
It really fills your heart to be out there volunteering, giving back to folks who are so grateful to have a meal and to have a friendly face.
The San Antonio Chamber of Commerce is asking for more businesses to help donate to support the dinner. Organizers are also looking for more volunteers to make the dinner a success and help deliver meals to around 3,000 people who are homebound.
Justin joined us now, and I just realized, we have themed ties for Christmas, and we have socks. You have socks galore. Do you have any Thanksgiving attire or accessories that you can recall, Justin?
Or socks?
Now that you bring it up, I don't think so.
Is that the only one we don't have?
It's hard. They have a lot of Halloween stuff, a lot of Christmas stuff, but yeah.
Thanksgiving kind of gets left out.
Yeah, we'll try to get on that.
Turkey socks. We'll make it happen.
Turkey socks, turkey tie. You said the mayor was wearing
It
what
looked
like a turkey
Thanksgiving
tie.
themed. Yeah, I'm going to have to replay that tape.
Mayor Nierenberg, if you don't mind loaning, let us know.
That's right.
We have time.
Send it our way. One question we've been getting a lot, guys, in the weather department is why have we been missing out on the rain, and why are we always on the tail end of things? And we'll talk a little bit about that. One of the reasons I think is keep in mind we're in a La Nina pattern. So what happens there as we look out into the Pacific is you get these trade winds, right? They normally the trade winds, which blow east to west, push warm surface waters towards Asia. But sometimes in certain years, the winds are stronger than usual, causing cooler water to surface in the eastern Pacific. And this actually makes a difference in the weather pattern. And the jet stream is generally further north, and that keeps us fairly dry and warm. We've been in a La Nina for a couple of years now. And with the jet stream that far north, we just don't get these systems coming far enough south to really give us good chances for rain. We've had a couple here and there, but not near enough. And this next system is not going to dig far enough south to really give us good, long-lasting rain chances. I mean, it's a pretty quick window that we're dealing with tomorrow when it comes to a chance for some thunderstorms. As we go outside for you right now, we've got cloudy skies, 71 degrees at the airport, dew point is at 68, and south-southeasterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. Visibility down to about 2 miles at the airport, Bernie Stage, Kerrville. But these numbers are starting to trend up just a little bit. I think visibility improves here over the next couple of hours. We're still seeing some fog out in Uvalde and closer to Del Rio and Eagle Pass as well. So our forecast calls for cloudy skies through the lunch hour. Then we break out into a little bit of sun later today. Can't rule out a stray shower, but it's not likely. 83 degrees by 4 p.m. And then look for the temperatures to fall into the 70s tonight. And we get the cloud cover back and fog and drizzle build back in. There's the satellite picture. You can see all the clouds. I mean, they're pretty thick and expansive, stretching from Del Rio all the way over to Gonzales. A few breaks here and there, but not many. It's probably going to take until the afternoon to start to see a little bit of sun. As we look at the big picture here and go out west, here is our next storm system. A lot of snow stretching from Wyoming down into parts of Colorado into Arizona, and we can see that spin. So this low pressure system, again, takes a little bit more of a northerly track, and that means our rain chances are not great. So let's walk you through the forecast here. This afternoon, not much, maybe a shower. And then clouds build back in tomorrow morning. We start to see some of this drizzle, foggy activity, and then we break out to a little bit more sun tomorrow afternoon. Here comes our front. This is that storm system. And by 6 o'clock, notice there's nothing along this front. Now, I can't guarantee you that we don't get a couple storms popping up at this point, but the rain chances are low. As it moves a little closer to San Antonio, this is 8 o'clock, well, even a 30% chance of rain. We've lowered that. Just because we think a lot of this activity, notice here, it's north of San Antonio. And then some storms try to develop further south along the front. This will be 8, 9 o'clock. And then eventually this starts to push east by 10 p.m. and pushing out of here by midnight. So what does that mean for your Friday night plans? As I said earlier, keep your plans. Just know that there is that small window for storms. Same with Friday night football. There could be some delays, but I don't think they would last very long, just with the idea in mind that these storms will be moving pretty quick. There is a risk for some severe weather if we get storms to develop. Gusty winds will be the main threat. And on a scale of 1 to 5, we're at about a 2. San Antonio points east. You get a higher risk for severe weather as you get up towards Dallas, Tyler, Texarkana. This is where there will be a fairly, I don't want to say significant, but a bigger outbreak of perhaps of severe storms. 84 tomorrow. 20% chance of showers, and then that 30% chance of storms Friday evening. And then 78 Saturday, 82 Sunday. Don't forget we fall back. 20% chance of showers Monday, and Election Day right now, 83 and partly cloudy.
Thank you, Justin. The rise of interest rates by the Federal Reserve causing high prices on almost everything in stores.
All ahead of the holiday season, and many people worry they will go into debt. But as Max Massey explains, there are things you can do to help save money this season.
Getting your kids what they want, it'll cost you more this year. You can say inflation is the real Scrooge. According to Bankrate.com, 40% of holiday shoppers say inflation is changing the way they shop. Half of holiday shoppers say they started shopping before Halloween. They're planning to buy less items, less expensive brands, and they're planning to put more on their credit cards.
They will charge, and not realizing what is that interest rate if you can't pay it off the very next month.
One thing the experts are saying to do, start buying now. It'll allow you to spread out your cash flow and find the best deals.
If you're going to buy your kids, grandkids gifts, then start now finding them at low, affordable costs. That's the first thing. The second thing is do a budget.
Use a gift card tracking app like Santa's Bag, where you can keep tabs on what you bought, the cost, and who it was for. Sign up for loyalty programs and earn points for merchandise and take advantage of those discounts. Also, you'll be the first to know about a sale or a product coming in stock. Now's a great time to learn to stack discounts. Go online and use credit card rewards, combined with online shopping portals and store coupons. Snap photos of your receipts, then use an app like Fetch Rewards to earn points that are good towards free gift cards at stores like Amazon, Target, and Walmart. Consumer experts say shelves will be full, but they'll be full of lower-priced options to help mom and dad make the most out of the money they have. And remember,
just don't spend any more than you can afford.
Maximize your shopping by using credit cards that offer points or cash back. Also, if you qualify, now is the time to sign up for a new card offering a sign-up bonus or cash back. You could earn free money, and you could put that money towards holiday spending. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
The time is 9:51, and we're at 71 degrees for now.
We will be right back. Check this out, a spectacular sight over Niagara Falls the last 2 nights to celebrate the trailer release of the long-awaited sequel to James Cameron's Avatar.
ABC's George Pinocchio explains why the filmmaker wanted to put on a one-of-a-kind display close to where he grew up.
600 drones ascended over the falls to create a dazzling light show as never-before-seen scenes from the upcoming Avatar: The Way of Water were projected onto Niagara Falls. And it's no coincidence this spectacle happened at Niagara Falls.
Now, as some of you know, I grew up in Niagara Falls, actually out in Chippewa, and I went to Stanford CVI. So I'm pretty excited that this footage is being shown for the first time ever right in my hometown. And not only that, but coming to life over the backdrop of one of the world's great natural wonders.
This is our home!
Avatar: The Way of Water takes fans back to Pandora 12 years after the first film. Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana return as Jake Sully and Neytiri as they navigate a changing world and work to protect the Na'vi and their planet.
We all know that Jim has an affinity with the ocean. It was in The Abyss, it was in Titanic, in all of his excursions, and he's finally able to put all of that into Avatar: The Way of Water, and I'm most excited to that.
We took what the essence of the first one was, and then he just keeps building and building it. By the time we keep going, you're still going to see the whole universe.
Avatar: The Way of Water premieres in theaters on December 16th. George Pinocchio for ABC News.
Again, don't worry about the fact that it's like 3 hours, 15 minutes long. It's going to be spectacular.
Is it really?
Yeah.
3 hours?
Yeah, they said the runtime is like 3:10.
Yeah, and ask whoever you went with, hey, what happened?
Right.
Yeah.
There's no intermission. That's
I'll
old
probably
school.
fall asleep, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Out of time.
Have a good day, guys.